Hey, everybody, good evening, and welcome to our weekly show. We call it Tournament Horse Racing, and it's brought to you by Broke Guys Handicapping. My name is Rich Sharp, and I'll be your host tonight. Here's how the tournament works. We've taken the horse racing calendar, and what we've done is we've broken it up into 4 separate individual tournaments throughout the year. Each of our horse players during those tournaments makes a mythical $2 win place bet. The tournaments consist of 10 racing days. That's actually what you're watching tonight is one of those racing days. So each tournament consists of 10 racing days. Whoever wins the most money on that racing day, well, that's the winner of the racing day. And whoever wins the most money over that 10 race tournament, that's the winner of that horse racing tournament. At the end of the year, we have 4 individual champions who have each won one of those individual horse racing tournaments. And believe it or not, we actually have a year-end champion. The one who has won the most money overall throughout the year is declared our year-end champion here for tournament horse racing. Well, you know what? That's enough talking from me. What I like to do is introduce you to our horse players. They, in no particular order tonight, they hail from Temecula, California. That is where my friend Joe English lives. Joe, how's life treating you these days?
Other than working too much, I guess I'm doing all right. How are you guys doing?
You know, getting by. You know, I've got a new job and things are actually working out well there, so I've been happy enough. But it's always good to hang out with you on a Friday night. I'm going to swing all the way across the country. He is also my good friend. He is one of my favorite handicappers. He lives in Staten Island, New York. His name is Ray Turado. Ray, you are closest to Monmouth Park, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate the background. Ray, how's it going?
I'm doing good, and I'm very tempted to go tomorrow. It could happen.
You know what?
We'll get on it.
Yeah,
I'll
you'll
find
see.
out tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll see
But
by the order
I'm excited.
of our handicapping. I was thinking of you as I was doing this tonight.
Mm.
Last, certainly not least, living in just a little bit to the north of me, he is in Menifee, California. He is our newest handicapper to the shore, but don't let that throw you off. Steve actually took home the first tournament of this year. Stephen Newsom, how's your week been going? And I guess considering how long it's been since I've seen you, how have you been since 7:55?
Oh, yeah. It's been an hour and a half. So. But yeah, about as well as I was an hour and a half ago.
Nice. All right, everybody. So you've got an idea as to how the horse racing tournament works. You've met our horse racing players. There is a disclaimer that comes with this particular show, and that is the fact that Ray and Joe and Steve and myself, we're all just horse players. We actually enjoy the game of racing, and we're all good friends, as you can tell, and you'll be able to see that as the show goes on. But we are most certainly not a touting service. We are not selling our picks. We are not recommending our picks in any way, shape, or form. We actually just enjoy the game. We enjoy competing against each other for fun and for prizes. And with that, I am going to take you to one of our oldest competitions. Broke Guys Handicapping has been around since 2015. So we're going on our 7th season here of doing this together, at least in one way, shape, or form or another. And I was telling Joe and Ray and Steve before we started on this show that the Haskell Stakes is just about as popular as the Kentucky Derby or the Belmont or the Preakness because we've done it every year. So that's where we're headed. We're headed to New Jersey. We're not too far away from Ray's backyard. And before I do that, I will share with you, exactly how this tournament works. I'm going to go ahead. There's the racing form that's coming up from Monmouth. They're in New Jersey. But before we do that, let's go ahead and we'll take a look at what happened last week. Last week was opening weekend for Saratoga. I hear some O's, and boy, that makes me proud. But we were in Saratoga for opening weekend. It was the Diana Stakes. It was an exciting weekend of racing for some of the horse players on this show. It was a profitable week of horse racing. And as you see there, me and Ray actually jumped out to a nice little competition there after the first 2 legs of this one. We were going head to head. As you see there, I was able to nod ahead of him. I did put up a nice score for the pick 4. I will share with the audience that yes, I actually was betting my own picks, even though I was working that day. And I will take home the victory at opening day of Saratoga. And Joe and Ray, isn't that interesting that the California guy, how many years has it been? And we've come full circle on that one. So I take the win for the second week. That actually propels me up to the top of our tournament there. I've got a win, as does Joe. And as you see, I've built myself a nice little lead there. And with that being said, it is very, very early in this tournament. And I can speak from experience on that one because I was able to turn it around that last tournament and come from a little bit ways down. So don't kid yourselves. That does not indicate anything as to what's going to go on. And we might actually see those tables turned here in New Jersey, back in Ray's backyard. Joe, it was once your backyard as well. We're going to start in race number 9. They are going 1 1/8 on the turf. This is the Windstar Matchmaker Stakes. It is a grade 3. The purse is $200,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. And your morning line favorite is in post number 6. That is Fluffy Socks. And surprise, surprise, trained by Chad Brown, but ridden by Manny Franco. And that horse is 5-2 on the Monmouth morning line. And Joe, since let's face it, you're de facto, you are from New York. This once was part of your backyard, even though you have defected and lived out here in California with the rest of us now for the better part of your life. But I'm going to go ahead and give you the opening shot here in the Windstar Matchmaker Stakes. Who do you like?
Amazingly, it's fun. You look at Chad Brown's stats at Monmouth. Lots of seconds and thirds. He's not winning as much as he does at Saratoga.
That's
I
a
don't know
good
what
point.
happens when he crosses over into New Jersey, but I went with the 4. I'm sorry, Lady Rockstar. Brendan Walsh is the trainer, and Jose Ortiz is in from Saratoga to ride. This is one of our angles from when from way back in the day. When they can't fill non-winners of 3, they basically go from the non-winners of 2 allowance win into a stake race. And obviously, Jose is going to get some tips from his brother Irad, who rode this girl last time at Belmont. And 1 1/8 doesn't seem to be a problem. The horse has won 2 in a row. On buyer speed figure, she's a little light, but I think she can improve. It's her 3rd start off the layoff. And basically, she was on the shelf for about 6 months. So I'm giving her a shot here. She's got a little tactical speed, and in a big field, you can avoid some of the traffic problems that the closers might have. So give me the 4, Lady Rockstar at 3-1 in the Matchmaker. And who am I kicking it to?
You're actually kicking it. We're going opposite direction today. So you're actually kicking it back to your buddy Rich. And interestingly enough, we're not going to have to spend too much time discussing this one, Joe. I'm on the exact same horse. The only thing I'll add is the horse is by Frankel. So obviously we know the turf pedigree that's there. And the horse did come over from Europe, has had 2 races here in the United States. But other than that, you will see my infamous comments on this one as I hand it off to Steve, which is, of course,
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
what Joe said.
I'm gonna go with the 2, Lamista. The Chad Brown horse, Flavian Proud on board. They're winning at a 27% clips.
Kind of cold, huh?
Yeah, this horse came from Ireland, so get that. Hasn't won here in the States yet, but has got 1 win at the distance and 4 wins on turf in 12 races. So yeah, I go with Lamista with Flavian Pratt, 5-1.
Ray, I'm hoping you're seeing where I could, where my logic
Well,
went on this one, but you're going last in the first race.
Steve is on his own this race, all alone, because I'm also on the 4, Lady Rockstar. I did like Fluffy Socks, but I think in this type of race, I was looking for a horse who has a little more acceleration mid-race, who could probably stay out of trouble, you know, these hot days, and the big stake races, they usually, the track is usually speed favoring and favorable for the rail and stuff like that. And this horse, 2 for 2 in this country. I know they want, big races, but this, the horse that has shown to win. But she can go from 6 lengths out to a length in a call. So she got, she got push button speed. I like that. So Jose Ortiz is a very aggressive rider too. Probably will fit the horse very well. So I'll go Lady Rockstar. Hopefully, you know, she can hold off the Chad Brown closers, like you say. Chad Brown not doing. He's winning, not as much as a percentage at Monmouth and other tracks at Saratoga and Belmont, but he'll hold his own. But he's got enough in there that he can fill the whole trifecta and superfecta. So it'll be Lady Rockstar for me.
Yeah, I think he only had 3 horses in this race, right?
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
you
Cool.
can key Lady Rockstar with the Chad Brown or for a minimum bet. Whatever. But let's see what happens.
Here we go. We're going to move along to race number 10 here tonight. This is going 1 mile and a 16th on the main surface. It is the Molly Pitcher Stakes. It's a grade 3. Purse is $400,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. And your morning line favorite is in post number 3. Speaking of Chad Brown, ridden by Flavian Pratt, 3-2 on the Monmouth morning line. That is search results. Who is your morning line favorite? And up first is this guy's right here. I get to take my first shot here at the Molly Pitcher Stakes. I did not look up any information on her, so maybe next season we'll get back to that particular tradition that we once had. I decided to go with Penny Baker, and you guys should not be surprised by now. I'm actually playing Godolphin Racing up here at the very top. Again, Jose Ortiz, not exactly a slouch there in the saddle. Michael Stidham, a very, very good a very good trainer, and he's working with a Medaglio d'Oro filly. The horse came over from Europe, had been racing at places like Chantilly and Deauville, and then comes over to Laurel, wins by 6 3/4 lengths going away, and then gets into a little bit of traffic there in the Chicago Stakes and finishes 6th out of 7. Not exactly an outstanding performance going into a race like this, but I'm playing a little bit of the bounce back off of that race that was there. The horse had not raced from April to June 25th after coming over again from Europe and winning in the first off the layoff. So I thought that Penny Baker, again, Lizzie Ortiz, Michael Stidham was worth a worthy shot. And I am going to go ahead and again, going reverse order this night. Steve, you're up.
All right, I went with the 5 bets dream. Yeah, get 6-1 odds. Got some decent speed figures. Couple of nice workouts. But yeah, and it's tried the distance and got second once. But yeah, I just figure it looks like a competitive horse at 6-1. I'll take the 6-1 odds instead of going with the Flavian Pratt Chad Brown combo again.
Right. Go ahead, take it away.
Is it true? I'm trying to think. Of Just Dream, wasn't that a curling out of Rachel Alexandra horse?
That's it looks like it's
I think it
Justice
was.
Justice Dream, you're right, is by Curlin. And
Right,
then
but out of Rachel Alexander, damn, I think, yeah.
and I see
That horse made a
Might be.
big splash in the when he first came out.
Might be.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
horse is, 3 for 6.
Definitely got speed. Yeah, got some good
She's
speed there. Yeah,
3 for
she's
6
gonna
in
be
her
out there.
lifetime. And you look at the lanes that she won by in those races. It's not like Steve's going off the chart here and things like that. That horse has
No,
won
yeah.
by
Yeah.
a combined almost 30 lengths over those 3 victories, and then finishes second by a head as the odds-on favorite and things like that. So that solid pick.
Yeah, I remember Just Dream. Yeah. In this race, I went with number 7, Bonnie South. Only because she's been knocking heads with Clarier, Malita, Latruska. I mean, some good horses, grade one material. And Search Results has kind of been running the same group too last race. But the switching odds, I'll go with a little better price here. She's gonna have to work out a trip. Hopefully, Flo and Drew can read the race from post 7 and try and save some ground. But Bonnie South, she's been second, third, second, fourth, whatever. So maybe now in this grade 3, she can get herself a win. She's 11 out of 16 in exacta in her career, so Brad Cox ships her here. With the nice race in Belmont, came from way back and just came fourth. But then I liked the race before that. She came in second, so she can work out a trip if there's enough speed to pressure. The Bet's Dream, maybe somebody could go after her and force a speed through, maybe Army Wife, whatever. And Search should also be close too. So, but I'm hoping for pace collapse and Bonnie South can pick up the pieces on this. Apparently, I mean, yeah, it says just class drop from grade 1s to grade 3. So, um, I take a shot 3-1 with Flan Giroux.
And
So,
before Joe steps
oh,
in there, we'll let that Florian Giroux collecting all the frequent flyer miles this month. Exactly right.
oh yeah, he's flying all over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was at Del Mar until as recently as like 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Wow.
He's at Monmouth tomorrow, and if I'm not mistaken, he's back at Del Mar on Sunday.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Joe, jump in.
I mean, I understand you guys wanting to try to beat search results. If she runs that race she ran last time, she's gonna win by 10. It's not gonna be close. She's just better than these, though I am a little concerned as to why they decided to pick this spot instead of trying to run. And maybe they feel she needs a race because they want. I would assume the goal would be the personal ensign in Saratoga on the same day as the Travers, which is on the 28th of August. So I'm assuming that maybe she's either doing really well and they just wanted to get a race in her before, and maybe she's just not. Maybe she's just being lackluster in the morning and not training as well. The other thought is she's getting Lasix here, which I don't think she would get in New York. Again, I'm not going to speculate that she bled or anything. I'm just, I just think Chad's using it because he can, whereas he can't use it in New York. But the other thing I'm really laughing at is the morning line. I'm like 3-2, please, come on. In this field, she should be 3-5, especially based on that last race in the company she's been keeping. There's no if you get 3-2, if she's off at 3-2, I'm betting everything in my account on her to win. But no, I can't see her going off at 3-2 off that last race. So give me the favorite. I'll take the chalk. You guys can fight for the scraps. It's fine by me.
Congratulations.
Got a bridge jumper here. Oh boy.
Like I said, I have concerns. I'm not.
Yeah.
She's not 100% sure thing, but like I said, she runs that race she ran against Malathot and Latruska last. I mean, it's Latruska, Malathot, Clarier, and Bonnie South were the other 4 horses in that race. So, I mean, Bonnie South's the only one that shows up tomorrow. So,
At least Ray took Bonnie South.
hey,
The KS coming down the stretch in the red cap. Yes.
All right.
Question is, will anybody catch her?
Those owners win a lot everywhere. Klavich.
All right. Here we go. We are on to race number 11. They are going 1 mile and 3/8 on the turf. It is the United Nations Stakes. It's grade 1. Purse is $600,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. And your morning line favorite is in post number 4. Tribulon. And he's trained by Chad Brown and ridden by Manny Franco. Tribulon is 5-2 on the morning line. And Steve, you are up first in the United Nations.
Yeah, this is probably no surprise. I took a different Chad Brown horse. I took the
Other Chad Brown.
other Chad Brown. with Flavian Pratt on board again on turf, winning at 24% again. Another European horse. He's ridden it the last 2 times, or second and third place finishes. Yeah, horse is 3-3 and 3 and 13 races on turf. So yeah, I'll take a Damo 3-1. We'll see.
All right, and you're handing it off to Ray.
Yeah, you can stay right there. Number 1, Andamo, unfortunately. I'm thinking that a little more added distance might help this horse. The rail helps, can save ground, get a trip. Hopefully, there's always that cause of concern for me is that Flavian will not be able to get through on the rail. That has happened. If the speed holds up and gets boxed in, but you know, she'll be running. He'll be running late. I'm sorry, he'll be running late, and hopefully there's enough speed. I know Tribune. I was not last time he snuck away.
Yeah,
And
no kidding.
he snuck away and went out there. He could do it again. You never know. So he could be in form, but hopefully somebody can stay close to him and at least let the closers come and get him. But should be a good race. I like the fact that Flavian's got down there and he's a great turf fighter and maybe try Brown to get this one. So Andamo for me, I think I had better before in another race, but hasn't won yet for me. So I'll take another shot. Joe or Rich?
No, I'll take it.
It's-
I think it's me. It's me, right, Rich?
It is usual.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're right, Ray. Chad's gonna win it, but it's not with that horse. It's with it's unfortunately with the favorite. I mean, unfortunately or not, he's only 5-2, but just it's funny he did the same thing last year. He won the Manhattan in the same style that he did last year. And it seems like he's a summer horse. He likes to. He did it last year. He won the Manhattan, then won the United Nations. This year he won the Manhattan. I don't see any reason why not. Plus, in a big field like this, what did we notice about in Italian and how dangerous speed is on the front end in a big field?
That's a good point.
He's gonna be on the front end. I mean, there may be horses who might try to show a little speed. He's just gonna go. He's and obviously being that he's won this race before, and he's won, obviously won only race over the track. He's comfortable on the front end. Manny Franco's comfortable in the saddle. I'll take my chances. I'll take the favorite, and if he goes off at 5-2, so be it. That's fine by me. Give me the 4 Tribune. Rich.
Yeah, no, our combination here is 4, 1, 1, 1, 1. I'm on the Chad Brown Flavian Pratt horse, just like Ray and Steve are. I have bet this horse before, Adamo. I felt that he was closing on Tribune. I thought that Tribune got away with a little bit of an easy lead that last time. I'm not so certain that he can quite get out to that exact same style lead today. And Ray mentioned it already, it is just a tad longer. It's about a 90-yard longer race than the Manhattan was, for a good horse, depending on what their condition is at that point in time. About 3 or 4 more strides. I'm not sure if that's enough to account for the 3.5 that we saw in that last race, but Tribune certainly was able to sneak away with some early fractions, and I'm hoping that that's not going to happen this particular time, and that Flavian will be able to reel him in a little quicker. And I went with the 1, just like Steve and Ray. Right, there we go. 4.
I'd like to see him open up by 15.
No, he's done. He's done
We've
that
seen
before.
that before.
Yeah, no, we've
He's
seen
done
it.
that
Yeah.
before.
15, 20 lengths. Come get me.
All right. We are moving along to the feature race, better known as the race that does not have a Chad Brown horse as the favorite in the race. But this one is, they're going 1.125 miles on the main track. It is the TVG.com Haskell Stakes Grade 1 purse is $1 million for 3-year-olds only. And your morning line favorite by like just a few cents, if I'm not mistaken, is Taiba, named by Bob Baffert and written by Mike Smith. 7-5 on the morning line, as opposed to Jack Christopher's 3-2 on the morning line. And the reason I bring that up is, actually had to bring in my calculator there with hanging out with Steve Liberty, just to make sure that was the right favorite. Ray, we're in your backyard. I know you go to Monmouth. As you told me today, there's a possibility you might go tomorrow. I saved the opening position for you. You get to go first in the TVG.com Haskell Stakes.
Right. It's a decent race. I got some good 3-year-olds who were wearing the Triple Crown Trail. I went with the 7. Is it 7? No, I'm sorry, the 6. White Abario.
Oh yeah.
Taking a chance here only because he's been the distance a few times and done well. I mean, throughout his Derby he got trounced. I mean, a lot of horses get trounced in the Derby, some trips and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's been. I mean, he's won. I mean, the Holy Bull, the Florida Derby, a nice bang-up race. The Ohio Derby is a comeback race. So this is probably the goal for him. I love Jack Christopher. I mean, I love the way he runs. He's got speed, but he's doing something he's never done before. Until he can prove it to me at that price, I'll take my chance. Um, you know, I like to see him win, but I'm going for the value here. Tabor, another horse has been out. This is probably a comeback race for him. So I mean, I know he's back to Baffert. I know Baffert has him cranked up to win this race. So if you see the workouts. So, but him, the value too, I question the value. So I'll go with White Barrio. Hopefully, even if you don't win, the place price could be a solid, decent. But I'm hoping he can win the race because he'll be a good price. Right now he's 5-1, so he'll probably go on there, maybe 4-1, 5-1. So I'm looking for that gray white horse, and it'll be easy to spot on the track. So I was a big fan of him early this year, but watching him run, I got some respect for him. So I'll try and get the Haskell with him. Who's up next? Steve?
No, actually, you're handing it off to Joe.
Oh, Joe.
I
Joe.
will. It's a rare night that I'm taking 3 favorites, but I am. Unfortunately, we know who he is. We know he's back, and I have nothing
Oh, you love him,
against.
Joe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. we're like this. I mean, there is. I mean, I don't know what it is, and you can speculate all you want as to what it could be, what he's doing. But like Ray mentioned, he's working him hard. You can see the bullets. He's been drilling 6 furlongs. He's not coming back here to run second or third. No chance.
No.
He's here to win. He wants some of his luster back. He's been on the show. I mean Baffert, obviously, been on the shelf for 3 months. And like Ray said, the one difference between Taiba and Jack Christopher is Jack Christopher's yet to run 2 turns. Not even win at 2 turns. Run 2 turns. He hasn't even tried it yet. Taiba's at least won at the distance. Again, this is more Chad Brown's backyard, and he's on. Jack Christopher's undefeated. You can't take that away from him. But like Ray said about White Barrio, the Derby does weird things, and Taiba just didn't fire that day. Didn't have the great trip, but he's back where he's supposed to be. And Baffert's won this race. Oh, I don't know, Rich. You might know 5, 4, 6 times,
9.
something like
Many times.
9
Really?
times. 9.
9?
times. Okay,
Oh.
so I'll take him winning his 10th over Chad winning his first, especially at those prices since they're pretty even anyway. Give me the 2 Taiba, and again, I don't like taking favorites, but You guys didn't take the 3 in the 10th race. Didn't take the favorite in the last race. So I'll keep taking them if you're going to give them to me.
If they win, you get
Rich?
money.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
You got it. Yep.
Exactly.
No, and it's my turn. I've got yet another one of those commentaries where it's just like, well, kind of what Joe said. This is Bob Baffert. He's got Mike Smith imported from the West Coast for him. I'm gonna follow up on what Joe said. I got a feeling Tyba's gonna smoke him. He is pretty good. This is one of my favorite angles, or I shouldn't say one of my favorite angles. It is an angle that I do enjoy. My favorite angle, of course, is those East Coast turf horses coming west, but I do enjoy those West Coast dirt horses going east. That's exactly what we have here. You see the speed figures that Iba put up there at Santa Anita and at the Santa Anita Derby. The Kentucky Derby is a completely different animal. So again, what Joe said. I just went with the 2. I'm going to hand it off to Steve to go ahead and take us home for the night.
Yeah. I don't have much to add. I went with the 2. I figured a smaller field and then the Kentucky
It's
Derby.
your horse, Steve.
Yeah, it's my horse. I gotta
That's your
I gotta
horse. You
stick
won
with
with
Tyba,
him.
right?
That's right. He put you home that week.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, that actually puts Steve over the top that particular week.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta go with Tyba.
I will tell you.
Yeah, and I have nothing against Jack Christopher. He's obviously very talented, but he's again.
It's probably
Let's
full
see him.
if he can
Let's
win
see
this
him
race.
against two. Let's see him around 2 turns and against some quality opposition, which is what he's going to get here.
Yeah,
If
so
he does it, then
Oh yeah, no.
then
oh yeah,
we will be
absolutely.
talking
If he
about.
does it,
Watch
awesome,
out for the.
good. Then yeah. I
You
mean,
and the Travis.
if he smokes him, no, if he smokes him, I want to see him and Flightline and
Oh, yeah.
Life is Good. Give me a 1-turn mile somewhere, anywhere.
Yeah.
Those three. If he happens to win this race handily tomorrow, absolutely.
So I will tell the audience we don't normally see this. As a matter of fact, we never
kind of
see
parity.
this kind of solidarity in our picks and things like that. But as you can see there in race, and I apologize, in race number 9, in race number 11, and race number 12. Again, you got 4s are wild, 1s are wild, and then the finale 2s are wild. So
It looks like we should do a pick 4.
I don't.
Pick
Yeah,
4
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I
If it
know.
chalks
it's all
out,
favorites,
out, we'll be losing
Yeah.
money. No
Yeah,
thanks.
you're right. You're right.
That's Adina.
All right. Have I got your picks correct, gentlemen? Just to make sure.
Yes.
4, 7, 1, 6. Yep.
Like I said, it really wasn't all that difficult. So let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and I will come back to everybody here. All right. For the audience, for those of you who have stuck around for the entire show, I really want to thank you for joining us on a weekly basis. Again, our show is called Tournament Horse Racing. It is brought to you by Broke Eyes Handicapping. Joe, Steve, Ray, have you got any final thoughts on Haskell weekend before we sign off?
I wish the Coaching Club American Oaks was more than a 2-horse race. Even though there's 5 horses in the field, it's basically a 2-horse race. But it has nothing to do with the Haskell, I guess.
There we go. Well,
They give the hats out tomorrow.
It's at Saratoga, so
We're giving hats out tomorrow. Ray, keep us in the loop if you decide.
Ray's definitely the one.
Which track's giving out hats?
Monmouth.
Oh, then you better get us one.
Yeah.
I want to be
hoping
sporting
to
that when I
go,
get
like
to
I said.
Saratoga in about 4 weeks.
All right, everybody. Well, you got to see that's our weekly show. That's how we kind of make our picks. That's what determines the winners of our tournament. We are in about the 3rd week now of our Summer Stakes tournament. There's still a long way to go. I will get ready to sign off and say goodbye to everybody. For Joe English and for Steve Newsom and for Ray Turado, my name is Rich Sharp. Our show, again, it's called Tournament Horse Racing, brought to you by Broke Guys Handicapping. Good luck, everybody, and good night.
Right. Good
Good
night.
night, all. THR.
Happy Haskell.
4 o'clock Eastern tomorrow.